What's up, everyone? This is AJ on Day Trader Boom or Bust, here with my watch list and trading recap for January 15th, 2021. I hope you've had an awesome day and a great trading day so far. Let's start with my watch list, which I post on Twitter every day. There were 7 tickers on my watch list. On my primary watch list, I had Afria and Tilray and BB Blackberry, which were all on there for different news catalysts. And on my secondary, I had Neo, Plug, PLTR, and GME GameStop as potential continuation plays. Now, for my watch list, I generally select 6 to 9 stocks at tickers to watch for the day, which I select based on a gap in scanner from the trading community that I'm part of, and a gappers list, and also just discussion in the live chat room that I trade, that I'm part of the trading community. So that was my list for today. Now, after picking this watch list for the day, I narrow that down even further after the open, and I usually bring it down to 1 or 2, possibly 3 tickers that I will trade and generally watch for the rest of the day, or that I will take trades in. I definitely won't be taking positions in all of those tickers. I just have that watch list as my strong potentials, and then I kind of focus on just those to select which ones I will take positions in where the setups work for me. So I think that that's important, because when I was really new, I just took trades all over the place, and I overtraded, and I feel that some of us have probably gone through that. So what I've done for myself as a bit of a trading rule, I found that if I am picking the right tickers to watch on my watch list, there's opportunities at some point in the day for all of them generally. So trying to focus on too many of them, I tend to I end up missing opportunities and then chasing moves, which always ends bad. So anyways, after that watch list, I ended up trading 2 tickers today. Afria, APHA, and Plug, PLUG. And before I get into those trades, let me just mention that today is Friday, and Fridays have unfortunately been traditionally a bit of a red day for me. The positive thing is that that has changed recently as I've tightened up my trading rules, and I just think overall have started to become a more informed and better trader. But I definitely still have a little bit of anxiety on Fridays because of that history. And I feel that it's due to, at least for me personally, maybe trying too hard to end the week green, regardless of how the week has gone. I tend to I know that I'm going to have 2 days where I'm not trading. So maybe I am trying a little bit too much to squeeze a little bit more out of the day. And also Fridays, for me anyways, I've found to be a little bit more unpredictable, just because it's difficult to know how the market is going to go into the weekend. And this particular weekend is even more so because it's a long weekend. There's no trading. The US markets are closed on Monday. So I found it a little bit unpredictable. Sometimes you have days where the volume completely dies out on Friday and there's almost no moves, and then other days where there's huge profit taking or huge moves up. So it's just really difficult, I found. So anyways, that just so I'm a little tentative on Fridays. Fortunately, today was a really good green day for me. So let's talk about the trades that I took. The first trade I took today was on plug. So here on the daily, you can see that. Let's sorry, blow this up a little bit. On the daily here, you can see that it opened or was trading at a key level here. Uh, this close from 3 days ago was around 62.50, which is a level I was looking at. And I felt that if it broke below this 62.50, 62.30 range, that it could really sell off. And so I did jump in a little early here. So let's zoom in on my 1 minute chart here. And here it broke and it, where is it here? Sorry, this is, so the price action on this 1 minute candle. So I broke a rule here where even for a 1 minute ORB, I got in early. I got a little jumpy because I thought it just could really sell off quickly. And I jumped in early and I paid the price because the price action was really volatile and it ended up stopping me out. I use hard stops. It's how I manage my risk on a particular trade. And that is one rule I absolutely cannot break. So if it comes back to me, then I definitely get out. So that was a full 1 hour loss, unfortunately. So as the price action, as it kind of squeezed up, because I think a lot of people were expecting it or were maybe going short and expecting it to drop down. I think there was definitely a squeeze here. So I left plug after this trade, and I saw that I wanted to see what Afria was going to do. As you can see, first 3 minutes here, there was definitely a lot of chop. Big candle down, big candle up. Then the big candle down, I this is where I kind of started watching it, and I figured that for this 1 minute ORB, if it broke the low of this candle, I was going to take a position and see where it went. So I did. I jumped in at the break of this 1 minute candle over here. I managed to get a couple of decent partials, and I moved my stop loss to break even. Unfortunately, it didn't continue, and it kind of stopped me out. And I found that today, the first 10 15 minutes of the open where was quite volatile, at least for the tickers I was looking at. So I got stopped out there, but this I think this put me at about even for the day after that initial loss on plug. So after this, I went back to plug to see if I could catch that move down that I felt strong about. And unfortunately, there was a bit of this consolidation here where, I've had a tendency in the past to do this where I've gotten in a little bit early and maybe got a little hyper focused on a stock, and just got myself really chopped up. And that's kind of what happened here. As you look here, a bit of a Christmas tree here trying to catch this short. Anyways, so as you can see, I took a trade here for a small, and I stopped out, small loss, and I thought it might be reversing here as it bounced off VWAP. And so at the break of this small, very small, I don't even know if you would really call it an upside down hammer, but at the break of this, I took another short position. Again, I think this was a little premature as I look back now. And so this was definitely premature. There was really no reason for me to be in there. I kind of was looking at this pre-market low, and that's when I jumped in. But as you can see, this doji candle, there's no real indication that it was ready to really break down. This one was a little bit better. Like I said, I played it off the VWAP. I managed to catch a partial here, but there was no continuation, as again it was a little choppy, which if you trade plug, can happen. So I got stopped out at break even here. And then this one again was just a silly trade. I jumped in too early for the break of this pre-market low. Fortunately, it was just a very small loss. When I saw the price action move against me, I got out, and then I took a second. I wanted to really wait to see what it was going to do, and I think at this point I don't have a replay, obviously, but I I saw that it was starting to get a little. There was a lot of inventory starting to come in on the bid lower. So here I again this pre-market low. I jumped in here short, and then this became a pretty strong trade for me for the day, where I got my first partial at about 1.5 R, and then I got another partial at over 2 R, and then just partialed on the way out. This was a bit of a mistake. I actually meant to take a partial here, and because I thought it might come back up, and I ended up clicking the wrong button. So this was a bit of a hot button error, and took another small short position. I immediately covered that short, and then just waited. I think I was down to about 15% of my position here, and I waited for where there was some heavy bids, and I didn't want to see it kind of bounce off that or hit a wall. So I went all out here, and as you can see, it did start to bounce up, but my break even was all the way up here, and I could have been a little bit more patient. And unfortunately, here, if you look on the 5-minute chart, I missed this whole drop here. But as you can see, I'm not too disappointed. You can see the VPOC line here. So there's heavy volume here. So it was a solid exit. I had already gotten a good part of the trade. And as you can see, after there was this V bounce, after this significant drop, and it just consolidated at that level. So it tells me it was a pretty strong level, and I just really wasn't sure if it was going to drop any further. And I think that particular trade, let me just double check here, was that was almost a 3R trade total return. So I was definitely pleased with that one. And then after this, I just took a look back at Afria. I didn't know if I was going to call it a day there, because that was my 6th trade of the day. And I generally, as a rule, limit myself to 6 trades on a day, because I find that if I don't do that, I'm a little susceptible to over trading. But if I am over goal, then I may give myself 1 or 2 additional trades, if things are kind of moving my way that day. If I lose on the first trade, I'm definitely done. But anyways, I went back to Afria, and if you look here, after I got stopped out on this initial trade on Afria, it went up, and it threw a couple on this 5-minute chart over here. It threw a couple of wicks at the top here, and this definitely a strong signal here at this upside down hammer at what in this particular time frame you can see was a very strong VPOC level, and it reversed off that. Now I was trading plug, but I saw this and I thought, here was a bit of another level. And if it could break below this particular level of 1340, then I thought it could really sell off. So I I watched it. As you can see, it threw another upside down hammer over here. And let's look at this 1 minute chart. So this is the level right here. And once it broke this particular level, I went short, and I managed to catch my first partial here, which was 1R. This was a 2R partial, and then I kind of partialed out at uh, liquidity levels here on the L2. As you can see, this was clearly a bit of a level where it kind of held up, as you can see, kind of consolidated, and then it sold off again. Now, once again, on this Afria trade, I got out at this level. You can see here, let's move here over here to the 5 minute chart. And I missed this, another significant drop, this V reversal. And it's something I really want to work on. I want to work on holding trades a little bit longer. I think that maybe my partialing is a little bit aggressive, but right now, based on, you know, looking back at my trades, this is what has gotten me to a point where I feel at this stage in the game, I have a consistent 2 or 3R return, and as long as I manage my red days and keep those to a minimum, I'm really seeing that my equity curve is moving in the right direction. So that's just me, and but it's definitely something I want to work on. Maybe, and the other benefit to not partialing as aggressively is you lower your commissions, and sometimes lowering your commissions is a great way to increase your profits without having to, have to take even better trades. Anyways, and let me just point out here as I look at the daily here on Afria, it really gapped up, and I just felt that it was either going to continue to run up for the day, or it was going to do a gap fill, and that's definitely what it's doing here. You can see that the open was up here at around 13, it's 1375, and it's kind of gap filled back to this level here. Anyway, so those were the trades that I took today, and bit of a choppy open. I was red early, but kind of settled things and managed to catch some really solid moves. So I'm done for the day. I finished the day off with 7 total trades, and was green just over 3.5R. Which is a solid Friday for me. Over the entire week, I was green 11R for the week, despite having a negative 2.5R Monday. So, for the second week of the trading year, pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with how my rules are really helping me out to get things even better. And in the future, I hope to be able to share what those rules are with you in more detail. For now, I just want to continue to share these my watch list and recaps like I am right now. Hopefully you enjoyed that content. If you did, and you want to support the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. It really will, and hit the like button. Sorry, that'll really help the channel grow. And make sure to turn on notifications if you don't want to miss any of my future videos. Other than that, thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you have a great weekend. I hope you have, if you're still trading for the day, I hope you have the rest of your day is green. And until the next recap, this is AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust signing out. Cheers.